What's up, everybody? Welcome to Studio Wesley Live, our weekly hangout for community connection in the Studio Wesley universe. I'm Derek, and I got Neil, I got Grace. What's up, my friends? We're going to get started with today's show. Our opening question is, oh gosh, what is our opening question? I have to go back and get it because I forgot it already. It is, what is your favorite thing about spring? What's your favorite thing about spring? Neil, we need to start with you tonight. What is your favorite thing about spring? And also, hello, Neil. I haven't seen you today.
Hi, Derek. I have not seen you today. But I hope you're getting some rest and whatnot, and chilling.
I'm feeling much better because I slept all day.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's always fun. My favorite thing about spring might be my either second or third favorite season. I know there's only four, but I've grown to really love winter just because I don't know, I like to dress up a little bit, you know what I mean? I have so many cool jackets and coats that I don't get to wear outside of winter. And conversely, I also like fall, but Florida doesn't really get much of a fall. So I guess that's why spring is up there for me, you know what I mean? Like the days are getting a little bit longer. Temperature kind of fluctuates a little bit. It was cold but it was been hot last few days, but then last night it got really chilly and it's been really lovely out today. Nothing quite beats going a little walk on a nice spring day. So, yeah.
Beautiful. Grace, how's it going? What's your favorite thing about spring?
How's it going is a question that I cannot answer right now. I'm in finals. Context for everybody watching, I'm in finals. I'm in the throes of finals. And like finals.
Still rolled into live tonight. Let's go.
I did. I needed something. Fun. And my projects are fun, but I needed something different. Yeah. But also, side note, Neil, last time we had a question, your answer was also about the weather because your AC was broken and it was so hot. So I'm glad that the air is kind to you right now. But my favorite season, and well, I mean, spring is one of my favorites, but my favorite thing about spring, it's funny because I was just talking to y'all about one of my final projects that's about fashion and clothing and having fun with it. One of my favorite things about spring, because y'all know I can't make a decision, is that I have access to a whole other part of my wardrobe again. Because it's been, when it gets cold, I'm like, oh my God. Yes, proper usage of oh my God, by the way. This is something that I actively thank God for, is oh my God, I have access to all of my sweaters again. Oh, I missed these sweaters. These are so fun. They make me so happy. And then I'm I forget that I have certain clothes. And then it gets hot and I'm like, wait, I have these shirts. And especially being from Florida, I have a lot of what I call tiny clothes, which are the most publicly appropriate, smallest possible tank top because it is so hot in Florida. And then the humidity gets you both on your skin and inside your lungs. And I miss it, actually. I miss it. Being in Georgia, the humidity is not the same. And so I love driving to Florida and I roll my windows down. I'm and the wetness in the air greets me. But one of my favorite things about spring is is just access to my clothes again. And during my greeting, and I'm going so quick, but during my greeting, it's soda can time. So everybody get ready. Thank you. I love you.
Well, Neil's intro was like in and out. So that we saved some time there and we had a little more time. I'm about to save some time and just say that my favorite thing about spring is that it is deceptive because there are spring days that feel like winter days. But that's my only thing that I like about spring, because mostly everything else I can't stand. I've decided that spring is the season that wants to kill me because allergies. In fact, that's what I actually think I'm sick with, not actually a cold. I think my allergies are just crazy to the point that my body's we can't do anything right now. You're just going to have to stop while we put it all together. Anyway, I'm good. I'm better. I slept all day. So good. Well, I'm so glad we're all here. This is going to be a really, really great show. I'm excited. I'm feeling better. I got Neil. I got Grace. I got folks hanging out in the comment section too. It's good to see you, Taylor. Good to see you. Oh gosh, who is Dilly Dally? I can't remember who's Dilly Dally. Who is Dilly Dally?
You've never dilly-dallied before?
I don't know who's Dilly Dally. And I can't actually see the, this is me getting old. I can't actually see the, oh my gosh, Natalie! It's Natalie. I can't see the icons, which is part of the problem. Oh my gosh, Natalie! It's good. Natalie, I hope you're going to be in community group later this evening. I didn't know that. Okay, I can see the icon when it's on the screen, but when it's the little icon inside, I got to land this plane. When it's the little icon inside of our comments thing, I can't see it. I don't even, can't. Oh gosh, Natalie, I'm so glad to hear, well, to see your name. It's good to see your name. Hopefully I'll get to see you in community group later. Okay, beautiful. We're gonna have a great show. So now we're gonna go straight to highlight of the week. Let's go. Highlight of the week. It's our regular segment where each member of the panel shares something that they have seen. Sometimes it's coming straight from their neighborhood. Other times it is coming from the nations, but something they want the Studio Wesley universe to know. And Natalie, it's good to know that Dilly Dally is your nickname from your, that is good. We'll have a conversation about that because I have several nicknames from my siblings. Okay, back to the show. Let's get in it. All right, Grace, start us out. What's your highlight for this week?
Okay, so here's the thing, is I'm not a horse girl. Like, I wasn't a horse girl when I was growing up. I wasn't the most of a horse girl. Other people were much more horse girls than I was. If you're a horse girl, you get it. But I do have family. Yeah, that's my highlight. It's just that I'm not a horse girl. But I do have family in Kentucky. I have family that, and y'all know because the way I'm about to pronounce this city name, I have family in Louisville. I have family in Bardstown. And so they are, regardless of gender, they are horse girls through and through. And so they go hard for the Kentucky Derby. They don't play around about the Kentucky Derby. My aunt shows horses, not racing, but just presentation, if they can trot and do all their fancy little walks. So we don't play about the Derby. So my highlight of this week is just, one, that the Kentucky Derby happened, but also this was a historic Kentucky Derby because it was the first time that a female trainer's horse won. So first female trainer won. The horse's name is Golden Tempo, which is also just really cute. Golden Tempo was not one of the assumed horses to win. And actually for most of the Derby, Golden Tempo was way in the back. But then in the very last stretch, so they go around this a loop, like a track. And it was at the very last, basically the very last minute, the jockey just went for it. And if you watch the video of the trainer cheering on the jockey, the entire time she's just cheering him on. She's like, "Go Jose, come on Jose, come on Jose, come on Jose." And basically Golden Tempo was the very last horse, came up, was trying to find the right kind of lane to get in. Big win for horse girls. Huge win for horse girls. So Jose's coming up trying to find the lane, and the only advice that the trainer, which I should get her name because she is a woman with a name. Her name is Sherry DeVoe. But so Sherry, the only advice she gave was that it's okay to go out, to cut out and then come back in. And Jose listened to her, and she knew her horse. Jose knew the horse, and they frickin' won at the very last minute. It was so cool. And so the video of her, the link is to the Derby itself. But if you also look up, there's a video of her that she's just it's beautiful. And then Jose's reflection afterwards, it's just beautiful. So it's riveting. The most riveting 2 minutes of sport.
So, Grace, I love this highlight. I have a friend who works at one of the breweries in town, and they posted, literally, they were like, I never thought the Kentucky Derby would be so cool. And I think it's because of this trainer, and like the way that like when someone that looks like you finally gets notoriety, finally gets seen, finally gets celebrated, you know, we finally give somebody their flowers, right? It causes you like look up. You're like, wow, like so I knew about this highlight, but I'm really glad that you brought it up. So thank you. I wonder if next year we might need to do like a Studio Wesley Kentucky Derby watch what do you call it? Watch party? Watch party. Yeah.
Watch party.
Yeah, we might need to do a little watch party for the Kentucky Derby. I would be interested in doing that more than like something typical like, you know, Final Four, Super Bowl or something like that. But Kentucky Derby, and like we could all like wear really cool hats. I just wear a beanie because that's all I ever wear. Hence, but I know people wear like big hats for the Kentucky Derby and things like that. So, Grace, thank you for this highlight. I'm curious, folks who are maybe watching us live or later on in the week, should we do a Kentucky Derby watch party? Like, should I commit to Studio Wesley doing a watch party? Just let me know what you think. I'm curious. And with
that, promises to do a Kentucky Derby watch party. That's what it sounds like to me.
Wait. Say that again, Neil.
I said it sounds like Derek promises to do a Kentucky Derby watch party. I think that's what I'm hearing right now.
Somebody should get it on the calendar, on the Studio Wesley calendar. And then in doing that, they should make sure that I am aware within like 3 months ahead of time. Because y'all know my travel schedule. And, you know, if I'm not traveling, then I'm at home with Julian and, you know, and that kind of stuff. I'd let Julian know that we got to do a watch party. And then he'll be like, well, we never spend time with each other. And like, then we're home and you're doing other stuff. Okay, anyway. So Kentucky Derby watch party next year. Somebody should remind me. Okay, Neil, your highlight.
Hello. I had a thought, and I'm going to briefly delay my highlight because I want to show Derek something. Derek, as you probably know, the folks at Intuition, they were cleaning out the last of the stuff out of the beer hall, loading it onto a trailer and just the brewery in general. Somebody found this, which is one of the first bottles of Underdark that was actually finished in Manifest whiskey barrels. Yes. They found two. Corey has one, and now I have another. I have this beautiful 10-year-old beer bottle that is literally just going to sit unopened on my shelf for forever.
If you plan on drinking it, you should go ahead. The shelf life is not. Yeah, the shelf life is not awesome.
Yeah, I probably won't drink it. I'm just going to leave this beautiful wax the way.
Yeah, that's
memento.
It's either like memento. In or
it's an heirloom at this point. Anyways, my highlight is actually somewhat Kentucky Derby related, but it really isn't. I was not able to watch it because I was helping a friend of mine who graduated law school the other day, and a lot of people have been graduating. As a matter of fact, mine is specifically about UNF, my university I graduated from with my undergrad. Grace's as well. Swoop or whatever they say. And the last couple days, or I think May 1st was graduation day. Derek as well. May 1st was graduation day, which was also cool because for those of you who follow Irish pagan holidays, it was also Beltane. But UNF welcomed its its largest graduating class in quite some time, which was pretty stellar. I attended the Arts and Sciences ceremony because Studio Wesley / Campus City Wesley's very own Annalise Trammell graduated with 3 degrees, triple majoring in sociology, psychology, and interdisciplinary studies. So, you know, it's pretty sick. And yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful to see so many people honored. You know, they honored a lot of the ROTC students, and then they had like basically all of the I don't know, I don't remember exactly the word that they chose to use, but essentially like the students with like autism and Down syndrome who like graduated, they had their own little section and people clapped the absolute loudest for them. They also clapped for the people who were majoring in like deaf studies as well. And they're also clapping for some of the people who are like first generation, college graduates whose parents then were going back to get a degree as well. So it was a pretty awesome thing to see. I didn't go to my own graduation. I went to Disney World. Grace was there. It was pretty stellar. And it was funny listening to some of my friends go, man, it's really hot in these robes. I'm like, temperature was nice at Disney World. It was Disney World in December. That was pretty sweet. So yeah, big graduation. Congrats to all current graduates and future graduates. I know Grace is around the corner from having a grad degree. Many pain on that face, but I understand.
What a highlight. This is both a neighborhood and a national highlight because, my goodness, this is graduation season, both for folks coming out of high school as well as folks coming out of undergrad and graduate school. So one of the CCW alums, W's for life, her name is Jessica Chalk, and she just graduated with a master's in like a bunch of things, and I can't name it right now, but she did.
Instruction and stuff.
Congrats, Jess. Congrats. And I know that there's other W's who keep doing stuff, and we should like take time to like celebrate college age young adults who we've known and been connected to over the years. But congratulations, Annalise. We are cheering for you. And to all those who are, and yes, there are some who are also getting ready for their graduations, like the one Grace, who is also hanging out in the panel, because you're getting ready to graduate from seminary, right?
Yeah, I'm, inshallah, I will graduate. I will walk on Saturday with my Master's of Divinity.
Inshallah.
With a concentration in leadership.
Inshallah, used correctly, used in context. Amen. Amen.
Oh, of course.
All right.
Of course.
Thank you, Neil, for that highlight. I'm going to quickly jump into my highlight. But my highlight is about, I'm always trying to share sort of the things I'm watching on television and movies I'm going to, just so you can like get a sense of Derek's full life. Most of my life is United Methodism. Most of my life is work. Some of my life is Julian. But I like to watch things on television and go to movies too. And so just need you to know, I am anticipating a particular series, season 3, coming back on June 21st. And it is House of the Dragon, friends. Let's do this. Get it on the calendar, June 21st. 3rd season's coming in. The article that's going to be put in the comments, it's an article just about like what to be looking for in season 3. It's all of the things. There's more stuff in it, and I'll just let you read the article, the Hollywood Reporter. I'll let you just read it and see all the things. The latest trailer is also in the article. I just invite you to do that. But I want you to know why I love House of the Dragon, on top of the fact that I actually really like prequels. Prequels to me, after you've had like a whole like genre, corpus of episodes, to get a prequel really like changes the way you then go back and watch the core show. So like Game of Thrones is the core show of this whole franchise, right? And so to have House of the Dragon sort of helping us understand some things, also trying to correct some things, right? Because man, House of the Dragon is way more, diverse than Game of Thrones. And it's doing some stuff for us, right? It's helping us. So anyway, but I also love House of the Dragon and the whole Game of Thrones franchise because, power's rough. And getting power does not make you a better person necessarily, which that sometimes is the narrative. But Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon specifically just sort of illustrates like getting power, getting justice, even being avenged, like all of that stuff sometimes can actually make you a worse person, a worse character. And I love the way that show bears it out. Some of us have some issues with the content. I get it. Some of us have some issues with the HBO Max and its current owner. Understandable. All of that considered, I'm out here for House of the Dragon. Season 3, it's coming. I am Team Rhaenyra all day long. Hallelujah. And June 21st, you know what I'm going to be doing at 9 p.m. Eastern? That's exactly what I'm going to be doing.
Promises to watch House of the Dragon.
I promise you I'll be watching House of the Dragon on June 21st at 9 p.m. Okay, that's awesome. Great highlights. Thank you. Allison, I believe is going to be putting it in the Instagram tomorrow. I think so. Allison will let me know if she can't do that, and that's all good. But yeah, really, you get all of the highlights, hopefully tomorrow in Instagram. Thanks, Grace Neal, for all of those great highlights. Now let's go to announcements real quick. Okay, 2 announcements. 1, community group tonight, 6:45 p.m. Message us if you want the Zoom link. Going to be great. I'm hanging out. Allison's hanging out. It's going to be really, really fun. I'm excited about some of the stuff that I'll talk about as well. So that's one. Two, the other announcement is that I don't know if you have been paying attention to Annex, but Annex had a really great season. Annex had a really great season. Sam Stiles-Williams was our host this season. And Sam had two co-hosts all season long, Issa Lopez and John McClellan. They rocked it. It was so great. In the next few episodes, we're going to actually have Issa and John sort of hosting their own episodes. So this week's episode is actually hosted by Issa with her, I think I can say this, and I'm going to do it, and we'll hopefully... The person that's in the episode with Issa is a really, 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 really good friend of Issa's, and his name is Keegan, and they're really, really, really good friends. And this is me. I should have had permission to talk about the nature of a relationship out loud. So I didn't get that permission. So I'm just going to say they're really good friends. Yeah. And you'll notice that. You'll see that. And I'm just going to say Issa and I see you, Grace. Issa and Keegan had done a really great job with the text for this week. So I want to invite you to watch this week's Annex episode. It's going to be great. Those are all the announcements. So I think we're ready to go to this week's segment. What are we doing this week? What is our segment? Story time. Yes, I'm excited. So this is the segment, regular recurring segment, where we get to hear a story. It's sort of like a blind listen, or I don't know if that's the right term. We have not heard this story yet, and the panel. And so we're going to hear this story for the first time, probably coming from our producer tonight, Michael Yerrick, and then we're going to comment. So Michael, why don't you give us the story for tonight?
All right, I'm here. Can we hear me? Okay, I gave the group kind of a decision on the story this time. So this is kind of dealer picked. They still haven't read the story. I'm also intentionally waiting to post the title of this until after we read it because it does kind of give it away. So this comes from a subreddit called Am I the Jerk? And this is what it reads. I, 27-year-old male, have a 5-year-old dog who needs a $4,000 surgery for his hips. I kept the cash in a lockbox in my closet because I was taking it to the vet this week. My older brother, 30-year-old male, is getting married in Mexico this Saturday. He has my spare apartment key for emergencies. He kept complaining all month about his fiancée wanting expensive upgrades for the reception and how broke they are. I went to get the money yesterday, and the box was pried open and empty. I checked my living room camera and saw my brother walking out with the cash stuffed in a jacket. I called him, and he basically confessed immediately, but said it was just a loan and that his future wife's happiness is more important than a dog right now. He promised to pay me back next year. I was seeing red. I didn't even yell at him. I just logged onto the government portal, reported his passport as lost and stolen, and then took the video footage straight to the police to file a theft report. This morning, he tried to check in for his flight at the airport and got pulled aside. His passport is flagged and invalid, so he can't leave the country. The entire wedding in Mexico is ruined, and his fiancée is threatening to call it off completely. My parents are absolutely losing their minds at me, saying I destroyed my brother's life over an animal, and that I should have just waited until after the wedding to sort out the money. They want me to drop the charges, but I refuse. Am I the jerk?
I guess I'm going. You know what? No, I don't think so. I think that is what the kids would call a valid crash out. Like taking that money specifically that money. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if one was just to take, like, stealing in general, not great, you know? Stealing from a corporation, a little different. Stealing from your brother, pretty bad. Stealing from your brother's dog's, like, surgery money, quite awful. Literally, the cops are on their way right now, just from me talking about it. There's sirens out there. No, that's a valid crash out. Yeah, I would do something quite similar. I think, I mean, he did kind of just ruin an entire wedding. That might be a lot. But I'd have a little vengeance. I'd do a little something, you know. I'd lose myself a little bit in that, and then have to look and go, I have blood on my hands now, metaphorically, of course. Yeah, the valid.
Wow.
So I know what words we can't say on here, but I know the words that are in my brain as well. And so I'm just what in the world? what in the Sam Hale? What? And like next year, this dog needs surgery, and you just think you can just postpone dog surgery for a year? And I'm like, I don't know what kind of dog it is, right? But I'm just imagining this, like, and like it's like a 4-year-old dog, but I'm imagining this little like decrepit little like rat dog. I don't know what kind of dog it is. We don't know, but like also I'm curious, and this is kind of like messy, but I'm curious how the fiance would feel knowing that this new husband doesn't have respect for animal dignity and life, you know? Like I'm just curious if the fiance is on the same page, or I guess now like spouse, right? His wife. I'm curious if the wife is aware of how her husband feels about like animals. Because if it were me, that wouldn't fly. Point blank, period. Do not pass go, do not collect 200. But like, and like, okay. The Kantian in me is like, well, it's not really right to like report the passport stolen too, right? Because he didn't steal the passport. He just like OP just like reported the passport stolen so that the brother couldn't go, so that they could deal with the stolen finances, right? Yeah.
That's correct, Grace. Yeah. The passport was not really stolen. That was part of the payback.
Yeah. So like that would be my one thing where I'm like, well, technically, like that is like one ought not do that. But also like how I'm curious how how like pressing this surgery is for this dog, because like you're going to plan a destination wedding and you don't have the money to follow through with every single thing that you want, and you're just going to decide, oh yeah, whatever, like let's just do it. Excuse you.
And surgery for animals is not cheap either.
It is not. Can I just say it again? It is not cheap to get your animals.
It's so expensive.
Oh gosh. Miss you, Winston.
Oh baby.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Grace, I'm sorry. I don't want to cut you off.
No, you didn't. That's it. I mean, I'm still paying off Velcro's getting fixed.
Yeah.
And she was gagged. She was upset about it. Y'all saw that.
We did.
She was like, what?
Okay. Here's my thought. And this is where I'm going to take a different approach. This actually feels very Game of Thrones. I'm not saying that Original Poster is a jerk. Original Poster is definitely not helping the situation. And I do think we need to acknowledge the contributions that we make into the situations we find ourselves in, right? Like, and so Original Poster has every right to be angry about the stolen money. Every right. I'm not sure that right validates the response. The response does feel a bit misaligned. And so that makes me ask some questions about the relationship between these two brothers. I mean, I have not a similar situation, but I have a situation in my life where my brother, God rest his soul, who is probably changing literally the rhythm of heaven at this moment. We had a moment where like he did a thing that was like a really rough thing, and like it made my life really hard, and like, so I know what that's like. I know what it's like to like, Argh! in that moment, like somebody's got to be like the mature sibling, and try to bring resolution. So I don't think that the original poster's a jerk. I don't think that the original poster's action was wise. I actually think their action was not a wise action. Please, though, hear me. I empathize deeply with the money being stolen, but also, like, and Michael, you might need to help us. Where was the money? Like, where was the thing that was being kept in, and why was there a camera?
So money was in a safe in OP's house. OP had a security camera in their house. That's all the information we kind of get on that. Safe was pried open, is all we see.
I mean, and those steps tell me something, or make me curious about some other things. Not that it's strange to have a safe in your house. I don't know if that's super strange. And then to have a camera that is covering sort of the area where the safe is. And also, it's interesting that one would have a safe, and I don't know. I'm saying a lot of words here. So let me ask this question very quickly, and we're gonna get ready to land this plane. Neil, Grace, do we have a responsibility for the energy we bring into rough situations? Like when a sibling or a really close friend does something that is just deplorable, like do we need to be thoughtful about our response, or is it, Game of Thrones? Like, what do you think?
Derek, this is the ethical conundrum that haunts my daily living.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm so serious. That is the question always for me, is like if somebody harms me, what are my responsibilities in this moment, right? Because like there is this balance of holding people accountable while also like not perpetrating harm for the sake of, not like putting out harm for the sake of putting out harm, but then also like how productive is it, like how conducive is it to get to the resolution that you want. And also like I don't know, I'm always worried about my character. I'm always worried about like how am I holding myself, how am I structuring myself. Again, with the Immanuel Kant of it all, like if I agree with something and I agree that something is an important virtue to hold on to, or if I think that something is an important rule to follow, like theoretically, that should always be a rule. Other people's actions should not dictate whether or not I believe in following this rule.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is like what haunts me always. I'm also, and this is just like a journal prompt, I'm curious about the legal ramifications of falsely reporting a stolen passport. Yeah.
That part.
I know a freshly doctorate degreed lawyer, so I could ask. I can ask. So yeah.
I was going to say that was brought up in the comments quite a few times of like, this could just keep escalating because of that. Generally in the comments, I mean, a lot of people are saying this is like mess around and find out. This one specifically is in response to the parents. It says they raised a thief, so they don't get an opinion here. If he hadn't stolen from you, he would be on the plane right now. It sounds like he messed up his own life. If I were his fiance, I'd also dump him. I'm not staying with somebody who stole from his own family. He could likely steal from yours. So,
yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on it. Like, it's one thing, the detail that I missed. It's one thing if you keep money in a drawer, go to that drawer, open it, right, cool. But having known where the safe is and literally pried it open, that shows a different level of premeditation. And in reality, like what you were saying, Derek, yes, like we are responsible for our emotions when we come into tense and heavy situations. All related to my own, daily life as a bartender. Sometimes, thankfully not all the time, people will be exceedingly nasty towards you. And you have to make a choice, right? Do I be professional and try to de-escalate the situation, or do I match their energy? And maybe if I worked at one of the dive bars where you can get away with basically anything, yeah, maybe I would match that energy. But I work at a place where we, you know, pride ourselves on like customer service and professionalism. So you kind of have to like kill them with kindness for the most part, or just be very firm. If someone's trying to walk over you, you kind of just need to plant your toes in the sand and say, no, I won't let this happen. Whereas in this specific situation, in reality, if it was me, I probably wouldn't like report the passport stolen. I don't know if I would have. I mean, at the most, I would maybe like take the security camera footage and like send it to police and be like, "Hey, my brother literally pried open my safe and stole from me." Maybe, and just hope the law will do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Or because it's a brother, like sometimes I'm like, this is a family matter and we're gonna hash it out like however we need to. Like if it was, you know, thankfully my brothers like both are quite far from me, and you know, none of them know where I keep my money. But you know, if I had a brother like my age who did that, I'm like, no, we're gonna fist fight in the yard and figure this out, but we won't involve the law. Like, you know, we'll keep this between blood and just, you know, figure it out that way. Those are my two options. The reality is like I might either report him or just punch him in the face, but I wouldn't report the passport stolen. That is a different level. Anyways.
Yeah, no, Neil, I appreciate that. And Grace, I appreciate your comments too. I also realized in the middle of y'all talking, I realized that I have two triggering points in this story. The animal needing surgery, because I'm still getting over Winston's demise, and passports. Yo, my passport is right here. This is my passport that I have with me all the time because I'm often using it. So the fact that if somebody messed with my passport, I'm just saying. So I think as I land this particular plane, I want to thank you, Michael, for this particular story. It's a tough one, right? Like it's there are these moments that we don't have a good answer. Like we don't necessarily know what to your point, Grace, like that question about character is there. But to your point, Neil, like, do we keep it in the family? Like, how do we deal with that? And I think I would have gone with the punch. I think I just would have like at the wedding. Like I would have punched him at the wedding. That which I don't know what's worse. Making a scene at the wedding or keeping the wedding from happening. Which one's worse? I don't know. All right. Good story time tonight, friends. Again, Grace, Neil, thanks for your comments. Michael, thanks for bringing that story. Let's take a quick soul break, and then we'll be right back. It's been a really great show tonight. Really grateful to Neil and Grace for being a part of it as well. As we're ending tonight, I just want to point you to this week's gospel text. It's John chapter 14. In the gospel text, we're actually pinging back. You know, we're in Eastertide, so we're on the other side of the resurrection. But this week, we're pinging back to a moment right before the crucifixion where Jesus is with the disciples, and he says to them that he's going away. But he reminds them, I am the way, the truth, and the life. There's so much going on in that text. John 14, invite you to look at it this week. But in looking at that text, here's what's underneath it. Things are about to change. Jesus is saying what he's saying to the disciples because he's going to go away and their relationship with him will be different. And their relationship to the movement that they're a part of will also be different. Their relationship to place will be different. Their relationship with each other. I don't know if y'all can hear all of the lawn service that's happening literally right next to me right now. It's great. It's great to happen as I'm trying to land this plane. It's awesome. Like he's literally right there. Right there. That's awesome. Okay. their relationship's all going to be different. And I invite us to think about John 14 in that light. And here's how I invite you to think about it as well. I know that your lives are about to be different. Is it really distracting? Like, good, thank you. Let me say what I want to say. It's just really loud. We're in a season of the year where things change. Some of you have graduated. Some of you are getting ready to leave campus or leave school for the semester to head into summer. Your summer plans will be very specific. Some of us, we're in a season of our life where things literally are changing. My brewery closed that I was a part of. So that's a big, big change in my life, right? You may be experiencing relational changes, right? Like the relationships. And I want to say in John 14, one of the things that Jesus is saying without saying it is that change will actually be for your good. That's really hard to imagine sometimes, especially when we don't get to decide what changes and when it changes. But I want to suggest to you that maybe, just maybe, the changes that are happening to you, my mom is saying this to me about my life right now. What if the things that are happening to you are the best things that could happen to you? Now, put that in context, okay? Not everything is the best thing that could ever happen to you. But what if some of the changes that are taking place, what if you look back in 2 years and you actually are able to say, that was one of the best things that happened to me, that change? I think that one of the things that comes with hope in Christ is a trust that my life is going to somehow work out. I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't have the answer to how it works out. But because God loves me, somehow my life is going to work out for my good. This is the beginnings of putting our hope in Christ and what Christ wants to do in our lives. I know we're at different places on our journey with Christ, but I want to invite us all to consider that the changes that may be happening right now, that God is not blind to them, that God is not unaware of them, and that God is still at work in your life, bringing good to your life and working to see that your life works out for good. And so that maybe in 2 years you could say, yeah, that when I was going through it, it wasn't awesome, but it actually was one of the best things that happened to me, happened for me. And that's what I'm going to be believing for you. I'm going to be believing and praying for you this week. The changes you are experiencing, wherever those changes find you, that those changes would actually lead you to a place where you can receive more love, be more seen, be able to use your gifts in ways that you've always wanted, that you get provided for, and that you're able to provide for others even. I'm praying that the changes that are happening will even put you in close proximity to community and fellowship. There's something that happens in that room where Jesus says to the disciples, you're not excited about this change, but this is the change that you actually need. This change matters. And so we're going to go with it. And I want to invite you to go with it, not because everything's awesome, but because God is the one holding our lives together. I hope that's encouraging for you all this evening. So thanks for joining us for Studio Wesley Live. Grace, Neil, always great to have you on the panel. Michael, thanks for being in the background, making it all things happen. Everybody who's watching us live, we love you. You make Studio Wesley Live an actual live show. So we love it. Friends, we'll be back next week. I'm pretty sure. We'll be back next week, 6 p.m. for Studio Wesley Live. If you join us for community group, come and hang out with us in the Zoom room. Otherwise, we'll see you next week.